Hello, this is Arturelia Gaming Room Reviews. I'm Arturo, and today I'll be reviewing
Resident Evil.
Well, when it comes to Resident Evil, I think I got into it in 2010 when I played Resident Evil 4. And then later I got the first one, and I'm still playing the Resident Evil series. The first game, and I still haven't played 2 or 3. Blah blah blah. But when I heard about Resident Evil Operation Racoon City, it looked pretty cool. It looked like Left 4 Dead. And the multiplayer was like, ooh. However, though, it got bad ratings. It got a 4 on IGN, a 4.5 on GameStop, and other places gave it either a 6 or a 5, maybe a 4. But what do I think about it? I mean, I'm still conflicted to what to do about this game. But today I'll be reviewing this game either I love it, I hate it, or a little bit of both. Or if you've seen the reviews but you still aren't certain, I mean it looks cool, well, you're in the right place. I'll give my personal honest opinion about how I feel about this game. Let's go. What I like what they did was they set it during Resident Evil 2 and 3. You play a group of mercenaries that worked for the Umbrella organization to cover up every evidence that they were even involved in this outbreak of Raccoon City. So when it starts, you have to get a sample from this doctor, but things go a bit crazy. Then Resident Evil 2, also Resident Evil 3, happens with the outbreak. You'll get some nice cutscenes, almost like a remastered version of Resident Evil 2. Except you have these new characters in the middle of all of it. By the end of it, I thought it was actually a cool scenario. As for the characters, I will say I think everybody would agree with me that the coolest character to play in this group is Vector. But maybe some people have problems with the characters just because they don't either have a backstory, I don't know. But still, Vector's just a badass. And in a sense, you actually play as somewhat of the bad guys. And there are 2 ending choices you'll get in this game, either the good one or the bad one. How you want it to play out. You can also play the Spec Ops story. You can download the first mission, the prologue, and I played that and I actually did enjoy it, but if you want to continue the story, you will have to pay for DLC just to do so. And since I'm not so sure if I want to at this moment, but if you're interested in and you want to continue their story, you will have to pay. I only played the first mission, so I don't know much else about their story. The gameplay is action-packed and you face enemy after enemy, zombies after zombies, but after playing it, it gets repetitive. And playing the Umbrella part, it's got a bit like meh after a while. I mean, in my opinion, I've felt that feeling. It was getting too repetitive. And your AI can be dumb, either your allies or even the enemy AIs, and your team will basically get killed. Luckily, if you have a doctor with you, what I do like is that the doctor will heal you at points, which was pretty cool. So all in all, the gameplay does get a bit tiring. But what's interesting is if you were playing it with different characters, you could actually choose the different characters. They show you different scenes of how it plays out with each of these characters. And what I also like is that you could go through your beloved Resident Evil places of Raccoon City from Resident Evil 2 or 3. Another problem I had was that why does it take you that long to shoot down an enemy or a zombie? It shouldn't take that long. I mean, maybe you could say I'm exaggerating, but I don't think so, just because that's another boring part. It's like, okay, I'm running around, I'm shooting this guy. Okay, it's taking forever to shoot this guy. Finally, I kill him. Now I gotta do this to the other guy. Does it really have to be that long? But maybe if you get a headshot, then maybe it'll be quicker. The controls are fine. The camera's, no issues there. Really nothing wrong. Fighting is okay. You can pull off cool moves, though, which is cool. And the menu offers what every other menu offers. Multiplayer, options, gallery, blah, blah, blah. Now here we come to the multiplayer. The whole reason I got the multiplayer was because it looked like Left 4 Dead. But when I started to play it, I did see some issues. I don't know what it's called, but there's this power thing that's so cheap. You can, like, I don't know how you get it. I'm sure most of you that have played it probably know how to get it, but the thing is, you can barely take down this one guy and he just destroys you. Some people probably have had issues with it. I have an issue with it that it's too cheap. There are 6 modes to multiplayer: Quick Match, Team Attack, Biohazard, Heroes, Survivor, and all modes. Team mode is your typical fight to win, same deal, while Biohazard is where you capture the most biohazards, or kind of like capture the flag. Heroes is where you can play as the main cast of the original Resident Evil series. However, you can only use them once, and if they die, you play as the new characters. I felt that was kind of a bummer, but it's a challenge. Then there's Survivor mode, where you have to face the other team and wait until a helicopter arrives. Once the helicopter arrives, you need to get most of your team on that helicopter. If one team gets more in, they win. If your team gets more in, you win. If there's 2 from both teams, it's a tie. The AI also suffers with the same problems. There are also some glitches too that I've noticed, but it's nothing much that really will stop me from playing it. But just like the campaign mode, it still takes freaking forever to shoot a zombie. But overall, the multiplayer can be fun. If you're like in the mood for a zombie apocalypse like Left 4 Dead, then it will be fun. Because you do get, like, I think you could get Nemesis would be on there, or that monster guy from Resident Evil 2, they'll be on the map. So that's kind of like neat while you're playing with other people. So in a sense, what I do like about the multiplayer is that it adds that sort of stuff, environment and all that in there, but it does suffer with some of that issues that I mentioned. I do believe Hero Mode is the best, because you get to play all your beloved characters from the original series. Not to mention you could play Story Mode with 3 other people, and that was actually quite fun. I played it, and I was actually having a blast with playing with these other people. But still, though, everybody will agree that even playing on campaign mode with all the issues it has. But I think playing with real people actually adds some playability there. It's actually fun. The replay value, like I've mentioned, you want to play online, go do that, or the campaign mode, the multiplayer. You will have fun with the multiplayer, but you will get a little bored after a while. And the campaign, like I mentioned, is a bit repetitive with its battle this, battle that.
Not quite yet, love. We've civilians to rescue first.
There are no survivors. They're all dead.
Resident Evil, Operation Raccoon City. Well, I knew it got bad ratings, but I still wanted to play it because of the multiplayer mode. I played it. I played the campaign mode and the multiplayer mode, and recently played campaign mode with other people. And what do I think? It's not the best game. It has issues. The AI, and you know, a lot of people have issues with the graphics. I mean, I don't really count graphics. I only count the gameplay. The gameplay can get boring, especially on campaign mode. But what makes the game have a good value is with playing with other people. That's the best thing about it. And I'm actually right now conflicted whether or not to sell it or hold on to it. I don't know. If you're a die-hard Resident Evil fan, then you will like this game. I like Resident Evil. I mean, I like any game that interests me, and I do like Resident Evil. The only game I've really played and beat was Resident Evil 4, and I'm still playing this the original series. I guess I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's okay. It does get boring at points. It does offer you the multiplayer and all these characters that you like on the multiplayer. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Operation Raccoon City. But if you want to go back to the old routes, I could point you to the first one, the second one, the third one, and the best of all, the fourth one. Fourth one was really fun. I really liked that one. Operation Raccoon City did have a good element in there that could have worked really well, but the game could have been better. I can just say that. Well, this is Arturelia Gaming Room Reviews signing off.
Pero no me van a quitar la sonrisa del sonido de la brisa. Estará lisa. Quizás será. Y me gritan cuando encuentro la vida sé que me desprecia. Cuando no hablo por casi si hablo por Cristian.